We can just quit gardening for good because
We're growing mushrooms now.
we're growing mushrooms, and this is the wonderful world of wine caps. Jacques, it's been at least 4 or 5 months since we planted out the wine cap bed here on the Homesteading channel. And we came home from the Northwest Flower and Garden Show. We found, listen, like,
Moves.
this is
the way it moves.
It's got a jiggle to it,
Yeah.
no? So Jacques' really the wine cap expert. This is my first batch, so I'm very happy, but I need to lean on you. So how do I know when to harvest?
Basically, they're ready because you can see that the red wine color is on the outside.
Yeah.
You see how the cap is still curled down and not like flat or turned up? That's a good sign. When they start to turn sort of pale golden yellow color, they're too old and they start to get leathery. So this is about the biggest I would go.
And am I cutting as low as I can get, or?
Yeah, you could cut as low as you could get.
Right,
it's not that big of a deal if you cut it high or low.
It's actually pretty heavy, no?
And now do you want me to teach you how to identify so you know you're not poisoning yourself?
Absolutely.
There's a few different
In this
things.
case, I know I'm not. Oh.
Yeah, so that's
at the
thing.
gills.
That's the thing.
Wow.
So if you rub those gills, you'll eventually get a wine-like color on your finger. That's one of the indications.
Filthy little cap.
Maybe some
Oh,
juice.
so there you
go.
So there's the
that
wine
color-
cap juice.
Exactly. It has this kind of purplish tinge to it.
Yeah.
That's one of the indicators. The other thing is right there. You see how there's that skirt?
Ah, yes.
That skirt is part of the identification for wine.
right here?
Yep.
This little guy?
So the color of the mushroom, the staining on your finger, the fact that it has a skirt, it basically also looks like a wine cap mushroom.
does
so
look
that's
like-
a good sign.
I mean, that's a good sign.
And
But
that's
there's always
surefire
fake-
there. Exactly.
those foes, right?
And
that
luckily
can
with
take you
wine
out.
caps, there aren't really any lookalikes. So that's another reason why it's so good to grow in the garden.
You know what we need to do? The epic homesteading classic. Grab yourself a wine cap, Jacques.
So here's another one.
Oh, that's
a good
smaller-
size.
That's a nice one.
See how the bottom isn't fully opened? That's
Yeah.
called the button stage. And a lot of people also like them like
They like it at that stage.
Yeah.
Is it a flavor differential?
it. Apparently, I haven't really noticed that much of a big one.
Okay, here's what we're doing. Ready? Get in there.
Oh. He's got those spores.
I think I just got a fungal,
smells-
fungal lung.
Yeah, but it has like a kind of a savory aroma to
It
it.
smells pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
And I missed
crazy.
the spore phase, so
Yeah, you're
I
good.
didn't
You're
inhale the
good.
spores.
You're good.
If these had been turned up, then
Yeah.
I'd be having to deal with.
And you'll see that the
respiratory.
straw especially will have like jet black on it from the splasher.
Ah, yes. Yeah. Okay. So now what we're doing here is we're gonna harvest out this patch. And
Yep.
there's quite a few. But if you remember, why don't you start harvesting?
Yeah, for
I'm gonna go grab the grow bags. Batty's out the bottom.
Whoa, that's
Wait.
wild.
Have you ever seen this before?
No.
So this is like barely fruiting wine cap, right?
No, those are pink oysters.
Oh, we did the oysters.
Yeah.
You're right.
wow.
Wait, so it made its
so
way
pretty.
through the grow bag, huh?
It must have burst through the seams because one thing we forgot to do is to actually cut a hole like that.
Ah.
And for some reason, it wanted to fruit on the bottom.
So I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put
Maybe lay it on its side?
I guess like that.
Yeah.
So all these are harvestable.
Yes.
Okay.
And I've played the game where I tried to wait a few days. I would honestly just recommend if you have one that's ready, just pull them all.
There's a density to this.
Yes.
There's a density to these.
There's actually
be
quite
like
a lot of food in there.
a little more lightweight.
No, these are some big boy mushrooms.
Yeah, these are some.
Big boy mushrooms.
Okay, we're coming in.
That's a perfect skirt right there.
nice one.
Fully intact.
Oh, I got a double trouble here. Oil and bubble. Here we go.
Dude, that's honker.
That's a honk town. Oh, we got a dropper. Okay.
These are heavy.
Okay, so from a cleanliness perspective, am I wanting to eat this
I
part?
don't think so. I think it gets a little more fibrous.
Yeah.
I honestly mostly just eat the cap. I don't remember if I ever ate the stem at all.
Look at
That
this
looks
action.
cool. I like that a lot.
Look at this action.
I've seen people do that to boletes, I think,
Yeah.
and it looks really cool, and I've never thought to try it. So now I'm a little jealous.
Look at that.
I'm a little
Okay.
jealous.
So here's where my head's at, and corrects me if I'm wrong here.
Uh-huh.
By the way, if you guys are interested in having some fun with this, we do have the North Spore kits on the store. You can inoculate a bed just like this or some pathways with wine caps if you want to, or some other ones. But here's where my head's at, Jacques. We built this out. Remember,
Yep.
of course, this is really the fruiting body of the mushroom, which most of it is in here.
Yeah.
And it's produced some fruit already, which means that it's probably consumed some material. Take a look at this.
So get in there and take a whiff, dude.
Oh yeah, let me take
You
a
could
little.
smell that.
Let's go in there.
It smells like a forest mushroom floor, right?
Floor.
So all that right there, the white stuff, that's the mycelium. So that's like the actual mushroom itself.
Mm-hmm.
And then the part we're eating is essentially like the fruit, like you're harvesting off a tree is another analogy.
Yeah.
So this is still alive, even though it fruited, it's still in there. So
And it's wanting to go again.
it's wanting to go
Ready
again.
for round two.
It's gonna keep going until it runs out of food.
And that's what I'm getting at is I don't want it
okay.
to, right? And so I'm thinking we bust out a little more straw and chips and we rebuild this bed. But first, I kind of want to clean these up a touch.
You're in there.
And just in a sec, at the end of the video, Jacques going to show me his wine cap recipe, which is the one that he literally ran over like a young childhood boy to my doorstep to feed me one day.
It's true.
I'd never seen him so excited.
I was very excited.
So I'm gonna gather these up.
Yeah.
We'll see these in a minute, but let's rebuild this bed. We have the ingredient, we have the water, the straw, the water straw. So would you like remove some of the nasturtiums growing here, Jacques, or do you really care?
I thought you were gonna say straw. No, I guess you could remove some of these.
Because they clog up the greenhouses.
And they're gonna take up some of the water, though it's precious and we wanna save for the shroomies.
So I'd personally hit it with a nice little chunk of water.
Agreed.
Right?
That's exactly what I was gonna say. First, we wanna start off with a not dry base. We want it nice and juicy for these mushrooms, because we're in San Diego. It's dry here.
Yeah.
And we need to get a little bit wet.
You know what I have to say? And those of you who are OG watchers probably remember an old mushroom bed we made under a tree that was actually right here. You remember that?
I forgot about that.
That's some OG legendary video. But I think our placement really made sense because behind this greenhouse, got time for the mycelium to colonize the pile over the winter, and now it's ripping season.
Yeah, so the cool thing about the mushrooms, as we just showed you, is that they will continue to consume whatever is around them. So even having all this right here, they could spread into that mulch. So by doing this, we should get another fruiting probably like in spring, because they're already active and alive. This is just going to give them another food source to munch through and hopefully make some more mushrooms for us.
So I'm curious, Jacques, when I come down in here where it fruited out.
Oh, wow.
Look at how much the mycelia has spread. Come on in here. You can see the bed really ended roughly here. You're seeing it spill. Honestly, I'm even seeing some light mycelia.
Yeah, I see a thread or two.
So
maybe we should add more straw all the way through.
I'd be curious what would happen if we were to take a species that was better at bark or something, and you do it on the edges. You do, the wine cap in the middle. I don't know.
Yeah, one thing you do end up with is like competition.
Yeah.
That's why you put a lot of spawn at the start so that you outcompete anything around you.
Well, we dumped a ton of spawn.
Oh yeah, I think we did the whole bag. So I think we could even put down more straw, honestly.
You think so?
Yeah.
Straw?
Yeah, let's go for it. We got a successful fruiting. Let's guarantee that we'll get more.
Yeah, let's do it. Can we just dump the whole bag? Really?
I think hit it.
Well, here, if we dump the whole bag, gentleman's agreement, we have to make it look nice.
Okay. I already shook.
He shook before he even knew.
I was a little uncertain. All right, so we want to form this into a nice little mound.
But here's the thing we're doing differently. We're not adding any of the chips this time around, but I think that's okay.
So the nice thing about the chips is that they're gonna persist. The wood that's in there will last probably a year or two.
Twice as long as a straw at least.
The straw goes through fast. So this will do a fast feed, which should lead to a faster fruiting as well.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about surviving.
This pile will be huge. I'm actually gonna throw a light straw kind of underneath.
A little boundary
here. Now that we've had some success with this, Jacques, I'm actually really curious how a pathway mulching and inoculation strategy would work, because it's probably not going to be wine cap, right?
Actually, wine cap is the best for that.
Really?
But the only problem is that we're in San Diego where it never rains. We use drip irrigation. So our pathways are always dry. But if you live somewhere with actual rain, like not here.
Maybe if you were a Brit or somewhere in the PNW or something like that, actually where
perfect
came from, Seattle.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good point.
Yeah.
You just need the moisture, and that's all
why it's called king of the garden, because it really thrives in the garden.
You know what? I smell like
king of the garden
right now. Smell like a fungi.
So we'll water this in, and I think we're basically ready to let this rip again.
All right, it's time to venture into the wild world.
Or are we not washing?
Well, you're the expert here. So here's my first question: is from a prep perspective, am I caring about eating this at all?
I personally find that the stem is not that good.
We should at least try it.
We could try it. Let's try it. You could save it though and make stock. That's what I did in the past.
It's really easy to
Let me see, actually,
pop out, you know?
It's got some heft to it.
Dense, yeah. And do I eat the skirt or probably not, right? To me, this is clean.
Yeah.
I don't see any issues with it. I don't see any straw. It came up near day or two ago.
Yeah.
We're about to cook it, apply some heat to it.
I personally am fine with that. That's what I would do.
So you go in strips?
Yeah, you could go across and then go like that.
So like this?
Yeah, and then you could go
You go this way?
That's what I like to do.
Or do you go this way?
Big. You could go either way.
I'm gonna try it this way.
Why don't you vibe it out?
Yeah, I'm gonna vibe it out.
So that's the nice thing. There are no rules here.
Yeah.
The only rule is that you want to cook your mushroom. You don't want to eat mushrooms raw unless you know that's a type of mushroom you can do that with, which I don't know enough to say.
It's crazy how it's going straight through this tissue here.
Give them a little cross-section feel too.
Yeah, let's take a look. Look at that.
Oh,
I can, you know what? I'll be honest
Does that
with you.
creep you out a little bit?
I was gonna say, I know, I can see why people don't like mushrooms.
Yeah, I agree.
I can understand it. I'm not one of them, but I can empathize now
Yeah.
because that looks a little disturbing.
So we want this to be hot.
Really?
Yeah, let's get
I
it.
go.
Like let's preheat the sucker and do like a 6 or 7.
Let's go with a 7. Let's throw some olive oil up in here. Here, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna
Oh yeah, let's try it. Let's
try
try
this
it.
out because we got enough of the other.
Yeah,
stuff.
I agree.
But you know what? My thought is if wine cap dries nicely, you could hang dry this maybe and do a nice stock like resurrection in the future.
You know what's interesting? It's like the grain, unlike meat, right? You cut against the grain.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you could try slicing it this way and for science that way.
This honestly looks like a leek at this point.
Oh, it actually does.
Yeah, it looks like a leek.
Yeah. I don't like how fibrous this feels, so I feel sus. I'm gonna stop there.
You're gonna stop? Okay.
Yeah. I could
Okay,
be
well,
wrong. Could be wrong.
let's go in with all of this then.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. Get a whiff of that in your ears.
So now we could just chill, and then I'm gonna go down to like,
Like a 5.5?
yeah, 5.5-er, and we're gonna get a real nice golden crispy sear.
You know what I noticed with mushrooms? You've cooked them way more than me. Is they soak up oil, and that's why you got to cook them high.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have time to get in. Right?
Yeah. Some people like to dry fry their mushrooms where you do 0 oil.
And they never add oil. They just straight.
And that actually is another really good way. I've done that before. The nice thing about that is it really concentrates your mushroom flavor.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, like,
I've heard people do that like before they were to put it in the stock.
Yeah.
To bring it out and then to.
Yeah, you could get like a nice caramelization on the bottom and then deglaze it. Does it smell savory?
Starting to get something.
Oh, it's like such a unique aroma to me. Like there's like 5% popcorn.
It smells like I don't know how else to put it, but it smells like a really hole in the wall but delicious Asian restaurant.
Yeah, I could see that.
All right, I'm gonna go with
I'm working with
I'm
it.
gonna go with a rotation, a little fliptation.
And so we want the way I like them at least is like really nicely.
Really crispy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I like them near jerky, and then it starts to get like a bacony like quality.
I'll ride that train.
All right.
I'll ride that train.
We could do a little early taste test too.
Yeah, we
Pull
can.
one off, maybe 1 or 2. And then
Oh wow,
see how much juice
they're starting to
in.
dance on us now.
look at
Yeah,
all
they're
that,
starting to really
all
dance.
that delicious flavor that's happening in there. Woo!
They're starting to tell me a story. Look at
Oh,
a
yeah,
little bit of
nice
that,
steak.
a little bit of that.
I'm gonna go get a fork,
Listen, I'm
a
listening.
plate?
Yeah, go ahead.
and I'm getting excited. So I think at some point we could add salt right now. Probably, it'll help draw out a little bit more of the water.
Yeah. We'll do a little pimienta later. No big deal. Mmm.
Right?
Which one are you going with?
Let's do that.
Like a nice.
Juicy boy.
You want any pepper?
JB.
Or no?
Yeah, I'll do a little pepper. Actually, you know what? No.
No, raw.
Let's try it.
Raw.
Just a little bit of salt.
Okay, here we go.
Nothing to it.
Oh, it's dancing on me.
Oh yeah. See, that's what I like. I like it to get a little bit drier. Ready?
Mmm.
There's something in there that's unlike anything I've had.
Mmm.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like changing.
There is
It
a
almost starts grassy at the beginning.
there is a terroir to it.
Yes.
Right? There's something in there.
Oh man.
I kind of agree with you.
It's unlike any mushroom I've ever had. I don't even like mushrooms that much unless I grow them.
Could have fooled me for the last 4 years. I don't even like mushrooms that much. Shows up at my door.
All right,
Literally showed up at my door like this. Try it.
Here's the thing. You know how remember you were traumatized by your Brussels sprouts growing up?
Yeah.
I was traumatized by soggy mushrooms growing up.
Really?
And I cannot handle soggy mushrooms. So once I became an adult, a full-grown Jacques, I started cooking myself.
Some say it's still in the way.
And that's when the magic really happened.
Hey, look, it's fair.
So I'm just calling it how it is. But that was good.
That was good. So I'm throwing in the leek chopped version and the string cheese chopped version stock. And we're gonna see how the stock tastes raw.
And the crazy thing is like I have never seen these for sale anywhere. Like not a farmer's market, specialty store.
I wonder if it's because you just kind of can't.
You can't
The way they grow and the way they
It's a special gardener's treat only.
Because like truffles and stuff, people would
cultivate
kill. I'm starting to have a really positive feeling about this.
Oh yeah?
About
the way
string
it's
cheese.
softened up?
Yeah, and I think if it gets crispy, I think it's almost like a fry.
I like that.
That's what
I like that. You had me at fry.
I'm starting to believe, at least. I'm starting to believe. Oh.
Dude, if you poured some wine in here after and deglaze,
Oh my gosh.
you have pasta.
Oh
You've
my
got yourself a meal right there.
Don't they call that a demi-glace?
A little demi-glace.
Or is that baking?
I don't actually. No, I think it's like a sauce, but I don't.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think it's part of.
Deglaze, demi-glace, no.
You tell us in the comments. We're just amateur cooks here.
How about this? Let's go in with a mid-tier,
Hey,
mid-range.
you're offering. I'm eating.
Because I got a little bit of a Goldie boy here.
All right, I'll get a little darker roast. See, this is what I like. When the gill starts to caramelize, get that actual sear. It's the tiniest piece in the world to show you.
Ah.
But that's what I'm looking for.
This one's, This one's a little more rustico, if I had to say it.
In a good way.
If I had to say it, yeah, no, in a good way. This does feel a little more rustico.
So at this point, I think they're all technically done.
Yeah.
And now it's up to your desire.
My discretion.
If you want them like a little JD.
What I would do, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull them off. I'm gonna let them chill.
Okay.
And we're gonna season these guys up. Hit them with the pepper, you know.
Pepper.
And we'll let this stem and stuff
Oh my God, dude, that looks so good.
get some time. All right, let's hit these with a little pepper.
Casual
Good
pepper.
coverage. Okay. So we're branching out here at the Homestead, Jacques. Cheers, my friend. The man who's gotten me into mushrooms. Although I feel like I started growing them before you. But then you really took to them. And you, what was this, a frog leaf?
That was I was agreeing with my mouth.
I think he did.
God dang, that's so good. The pepper is
The
actually
pepper actually brings it out like crazy, dude.
That's fire.
That pepper.
Oh, so my bed hasn't fooded yet. I have checked on it. It's alive, but we'll see.
This pepper brings it to life.
It brings it like.
It was trash before, and now it's amazing. No, seriously.
Trash?
The pepper really brings it out.
No, you can't stop.
I can't describe it. The pepper lights this
I
up.
agree. I agree. I'll do another little bit. I think you're a convert now, right?
Well, here's what I want to find out next is, can I do something with this that does not involve cooking it immediately? Can I hang dry it somehow? Can I dehydrate it perhaps?
I think you can, but it's such a pleasure and like
Yeah, it's such a
a
rarity.
seasonal bounty
Yeah.
to just enjoy.
That's, you know.
I've been trying to live that seasonal lifestyle a little bit,
So right.
and it really makes you appreciate things. And like,
Forgive me for even asking.
You know, like just ride that spring train. Well, it's not even spring yet, but you know, that San Diego spring train.
Okay, so I'm starting to see something.
They're looking good, dude.
There's a little crisp to this.
I think I was wrong.
I think you may have been mistaken, but you know, only time will tell. But look, tell me in the comments, is that right there not a leak? It looks like a leak.
I'm ready, dude.
Okay, so you want to try it?
I want to do a little prelim. I'm gonna go with the string cheese.
I'm gonna go string cheese. But in my case, I got
All right, a little drag of
pepper. Yeah,
because we know what that does to you.
lights me all the way up.
That's perfectly fine. With a little stringier. Maybe not as pleasant of a chew in the end.
Not a great chew, but not bad. But not
It's like
bad.
a little stringy.
It's also not bad. But look, let's try the leek. I mean,
I don't know.
here's the thing.
It's very watered down, but it's there.
The essence of the flavor is like a distant memory, whereas up here, it's right up front and
That's
center.
your only memory. Dang.
All right, well, I know what I'm eating tonight. Guys, thanks for joining us.
Don't be sleeping on these
A lot more mushroom videos to come this season here on the Epic Homesteading channel. Check out Jacques' channel. Actually, you've done quite a bit on mushrooms. And I'll see you next time because I'm hungry.
They're good.